record on this computer. Okay, guys, so we are going to talk about Facebook jail tonight. I see some people don't have very happy faces on. I will tell you that I am in jail, and I am going to continue to smile, and I'll tell you why in a few minutes. We'll go through this and talk about this. But why don't we do a raise of hand? Who is in Facebook jail right now? Who's been in Facebook jail for more than a day? I'm trying to think of who has the record. Tori, give me fingers. How many days? And Nicole, you've had 5 days for Tori, 5 days for Nicole, 5 days for Shannon. Yeah. 2 for Jen. Yeah. So we're all yeah. So it's
and it was reinstated too.
Yes. Yeah. Comes and goes, right? Yeah. Who was it? No, it was Emily DeBase from Katrina's team came on, and she said she had done a post earlier going like a gif of her running out of jail, but then within 5 hours she was back in. So she said, but here's what I want to tell you guys. A couple things, just a little bit of background. A bunch of you are very new. So this whole kind of Facebook jail thing is maybe sort of foreign and a little freaky and a little scary. But I'm going to tell you that Facebook jail has been around for a long time. Ever since we used to do virtuals, years and years ago, it's always been around. So it's nothing like too crazy. Last June, I'll tell you, so about exactly a year ago, total big Facebook shakeup that like rocked the direct sales force as well, because that was when all of a sudden, if you had SyncShare or Post My Party, do you remember that, Shannon? All of a sudden it stopped. That was exactly a year ago. They did something else like this. So that's why, right now when you set up SyncShare or Post My Party, we have to go in and add the apps. That's because that started after that. But there was a good month or month and a half, the people that were really doing these weren't able to use those at all either. So, it's something that's there. There is a usual jail that we talk about. One of the things that I'll keep running into, and maybe some of you have had this before, is that if I go in and there's one of the things on the to-do list about tagging, so I'll tag everybody, the members of the party, in the notification post on how to change their notifications. If I have enough parties, and a couple of them have big members things, I've gotten to a point where I've tagged the people, and then all of a sudden it won't let me tag anymore. And I'll go for like exactly 24 hours that I can reply, but I cannot tag on anybody. That's normal jail like that. Or you would have, I'm trying to think of what the other things might be, that not the tagging, but maybe if you friend request too many people, it might all of a sudden stop you for 24 hours from friend requesting, which again, it's not a big deal. I've done it with my parties. I make a little note, say, okay, tomorrow at this time, go back in to those 2 parties and tag everybody. I mean, it's totally still doable. So it's not it's not a huge thing like that. That's happening, this Facebook jail, I'm going to tell you, and Tori and I had a long conversation about this today. There is no rhyme or reason to this. There's absolutely nothing that I can tell you to do or to not do or to change what you're doing to keep you out of Facebook jail. It is across the board. It's people that aren't even in direct sales are all of a sudden getting into Facebook. They're posting a picture of their kids, bam, in Facebook jail. They can't reply or do that too. So it's just something that's happening. I've heard that Facebook is going through updates right now. Some of you have seen that there's updates in your groups that we can do some changing of fonts and some cool stuff. So I've heard that it has to do with that. I've also heard that Instagram is having some issues as well, and that they're doing the upgrade too. So it's that's what I've heard, that it's sort of tied into that. But that's why it's just weird. There's nothing you're doing or not doing that's putting you into Facebook jail. It's just sort of happening. But here's why I'm smiling, and this is what I'm going to tell you, and some of you have heard me say this over and over again. We are not going to let this affect our success. Correct, Nicole Brown? How many times I told you that? This is not going to affect our success. Because here's the beautiful thing, guys. We can still Facebook message. We can still use Messenger. Then there's quite a few other things that we are still able to do, and that's what we're going to talk about. But we're not going to let this affect whatever success you have. One of the things I asked Nicole about this, because she has had, what are we, the 10th of the month? Nicole closed parties, 4 parties. Was it 4 parties at the end of last month? Or last week, end of last week? 4 party. When she went into jail, she ended, and then she started her other ones a little bit late, but Nicole already has 2,500, 2,000 or whatever already in sales. I mean, this is not affecting, if you do this right, as long as you don't let it, it's not going to affect your sales. It's not going to affect your bookings. It's not going to affect your recruit leads. It's just, we just have to do things a little bit differently. And with technology, that's what it's going to be a constant thing of just doing that. So I truly believe it's going to go back to normal at some point, but it's just for right now, we just might need to change what we're doing for a couple weeks and until it just sort of works itself out. But we will not let this affect. You guys, you've got to make that decision for yourself, but I'm going to tell you across the board, I'm hearing all over the place that people are just still, though your customers for the most part have no idea what's different on your end than regular. So you can still do that. So I'm going to tell you what we're going to talk about tonight is I'm going to tell you a few things that you can do, because if you think about this, the replying and the commenting and the liking, that's all part of the party that is building the relationship with your guests, right? That's what's frustrating. It's like so how do we still build that relationship and still make that connection? So we're going to talk about the things that we still can do. One of the things I'll tell you, for those of you that have not hit Facebook jail right now, if you are using ScentShare, what you need to make sure you do, we can still post fine, but what will happen with ScentShare is when you get put into jail, what happens is Facebook has you change your password. So when you change your password in Facebook, what it does is it disconnects ScentShare, because ScentShare is not now connected to Facebook with your new password. So what you need to do is you need to go into ScentShare, log out, log back in using Facebook with your new password. As soon as you do that, it'll link itself and it'll be good to go. But that's the one thing you're going to want to make sure you do as soon as you figure out that you're in the jail. And it's a big cozy party in there. We're having a party in the jail, so it's really it's sort of fun. So just to make sure you guys know that's part of that. So the replies and the likes. One of the things that I'm going to tell you, the first thing that you're going to want to do is to let your host know what's going on. Again, in a positive way. It's all about how you present it. It's not oh my God, my job sucks because I can't get into Facebook and this party's going to suck. It's not that. It's so, haha, I don't know if you heard about the Facebook jail. I'm in it. So here's what we're going to do, just maybe a little bit different. But I'm going to, you're just going to give them some, you're going to walk them through, have them continue to do the host coaching stuff that they're doing, and just say that, I'm going to ask you to do a little, I'm not going to be able to reply and comment, but I'm going to do some things a little bit different so that we can make sure that things still, that I'm still active and still in there. But I have found that my hosts for this week are just as happy to jump in and take that role and, to keep things excited and stuff too. Because again, regardless of what's going on with us, this is their one chance to have their party. So that's why I want to make sure that that's still really good. So that's the first thing. For games and things like that, I know Tori and I were talking earlier, what she's done, a couple ideas are, because you can't go in and comment who's won or if there's hints or closer, is that Tori actually gave her host the answer and then had them play and sort of do the, have put in what the answer is and do, yeah, Tori, did you want to?
I also just, because I have a couple of hosts that can't do it right now because they're working, so I just posted on my parties, hey, why don't you private message me your guesses tonight?
Yeah. And you
did
can
that.
change it that way. Yeah.
And then you're also interacting with them too.
Right. I'll tell you what I do a lot of times anyway, is that I will put, the party will run. I don't even comment anything on, I let them just for a good 12 plus hours just answer, and they just do numbers and numbers and numbers and numbers. And then maybe the next morning I'll go in and give them a hint if nobody sort of has come up to it anyway. So I'm not finding that that's a huge thing, but I think that you can definitely get the host involved. Maybe something that would be good, and again, nobody here is doing way more than 4 shows in the week, maybe, closer to 6, but just to pop in daily live. That would be another idea, to just jump in live and do sort of a recap. And again, if you're just doing 4 parties, it's not that much to just sort of jump in quick and say, hey, hey guys, just wanted to sort of jump in and say you guys are having so much fun, and I'm loving that you're doing this and that, and commenting, and keep playing the game. The hint is this, or whatever. But that would be a great way too, to sort of just, to still make yourself, because we can still do that. That's the beautiful thing, is to still jump in and be live. The other thing is that we can still friend request. That's huge. I started, usually, I know with the system that I have, I don't usually friend request till like Tuesday, but I started friend requesting on Sunday. I did that a lot earlier, just because I wanted to try to create that kind of momentum with them, because now tonight, right, there is the post about the half price, what they would get for 50% off. If I can have that direct line with them, I would like to, so that I can start, talking with them and stuff like that. So that's another great way that sort of did that. I'm going to show you something that we talked about at our team meeting, and I don't know who caught on to this. This may not be new news to anybody. It was new news to me. I know Tori brought it up, and then a couple others, and then Amy commented on it, my Amy Dolan. But here, let me show you. I'm going to share my screen here, and I'm going to show you something. I don't know what is up here okay. So here's the party that I have going on right now. Now, I know we talked about this, Tori and I talked about this. So you can only do this on the computer. So if you're working from your phone, it's not going to work unless you go to desktop. But this whole thing right here, under members, it tells you when you've got new people coming in. So it says I have 2 new ones that have come in. I'll show you what I did originally. That was my host in there. I made a post with, let me show you what I did, because I did that. I said, yep, I want to make a post. It automatically pulls all those people. Oh, that was it right there. Pulls all those people in. But this is the post that it automatically did by me hitting that create a post. Let's welcome our new members. It automatically pulled and tagged every one of them in there. And then at the end, I said, I'm just so glad you're all here. We've been having a lot of fun today. Make sure to comment and play along to get extra chances to win. Or I may say to them, make sure that you do your notifications. I'll tell you that by doing that, really did get things moving a lot more. As soon as I did that, there was a lot more interaction. It very well could be, again, it was a beautiful weekend. It was graduation weekend. A lot of stuff was going on. But as soon as I did that, that sort of done. So we could continue to do that and to be able to tag them to sort of interact them as well. One of the other things so friend requesting, doing that, everybody's familiar with this right here then. So I could do, I know one of these is this is gonna throw you guys for a night, but if I do this, write a post, there's 2 different people, this Emily Dennett, and then you'll see this Anna P.C. Verling. This is something else that I did that you have to be touchy with. Nicole, I know, did it as well, but I created an alias. I created another Facebook entity so that I can actually go in there. So I went to Gmail, because they're free email. You need an email address. I created a free email address, a new one for myself, and then created a whole new Facebook account. And so I wanted it still to look like it was me. So if you can see this, let me share it with you again, and I'll show you what I did if anybody feels like this is what they want to do. But by doing this, here, now I've got them both set up here. So this is my regular one that I'm in. Here's my Anna PC one. If I go into the Anna PC one, I'm cringing just to make sure that that one does it until it gets put into jail too, which it hasn't yet. I can go in and actually comment, and I did. I went in and replied and did all kinds of stuff today. So I can go into these parties now and do the replying. I'm going to show you where I did that. Now, something that Nicole made the point of is that you don't want to do this more than maybe 2 or 3 times a day. I don't toggle back and forth constantly because I think I put myself back into jail with the other one. But I've been able to go in here and create. I'm just trying. Oh, here. I'm trying to see under my new thing. Yeah, see here. So I was able to reply earlier on some things with this alias kind of thing. So that's just another way to do it. I know that in the past when we've had issues with Facebook jail, that's what we've done is created that so that you would be able to go in and do that as well. Does that make sense to everybody? What about, so those are your different things. One last thing that I'm going to show you is I think I talked to some of you guys about the chat. You know, that we had some issues yesterday when I did it for the whole group. Some people didn't really like that, but that is what it is. And again, what happens is when you create the group, it asks you, that chat group, it does ask you if you want to join. So that they are asked if they want to join that chat group. But what happens then is that you've got a line of communication. The one thing is that you can only create it with your friends. So because of that, you have to have your host create that group chat. Okay, so let me show you, because just in case you guys don't know what I'm talking about, what that looks like. Let's go back in here to Facebook, into that group. Where's my party? Okay, here's another party. So if I go into this group and you see over here, it says chats. You can go in here and I tell my host, go in. I found out where they were looking, but she did create a group chat yesterday. I could create a group chat, but it would only include the people that are my friends in the group. And since she's the host, they're all her friends. So you really want her to create that chat. You can, if you look on your phone, if you're doing this on phone, when you look at, you've got your party pulled up right under the picture, there's sort of a line of different things, albums, announcements, that kind of thing. One of them says chats. So if they're on their phone, they can do the same thing that way. What I would recommend doing is to wait towards the end of the party to have them create a chat. Because again, just like what was happening, you guys probably got pinged on those. Anytime anybody reflects or responds, you get a ping. So this way, if we put it towards the end, that would be the best thing to do, I think, is to put it towards the end, sort of reminding them to order. That kind of thing would be a great idea there.
Is there something specific that you're saying to the host about why you want to create the chat?
I think that I put it there to, I'm trying to think of what I did it at the beginning, which I don't think I'll do with my parties that I start this week. But I think it was because I can't reply to them. You know, it was that just to give me a little bit more, that we'd open up some line of communication with them, that's why they would create that. Yeah. So again, all of these things are just different ways, instead of replying and commenting, that you guys can still create that relationship. So it doesn't mean that you need to do every one of them, but it's just another idea for you to be able to use. But like I said, it feels a little bit inconvenient, but our other consultants across the board, they're all finding that it's absolutely still doable, and that, they're still getting sales, they're still getting bookings, they're still getting recruit leads. So their parties are still really good. Thank God we can still post. That's the big thing. That has happened in the past, that it's blocked you from posting, and then you're sort of dead in the water. So, okay, so let's open up. So you guys are all muted. If anybody has a question or a comment, you guys know how to unmute yourself. Do you want to do that and share, or maybe even something else that you've found that is working well for you? I would love for, us to be able to sort of share those kind of ideas too.
Anna, do you think it has, I knock on wood, have never been in Facebook jail, and
yeah,
but I manually post. Do you think it's due to third-party postings?
No.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't, Misty. I really don't. I really think it's so random, because people are getting popped in for other reasons. And yeah, I really don't.
Well, I mean, as big as I'm sorry, as big as Pampered Chef is,
yeah,
and Facebook, there's got to be some way that the two can connect and talk. And ultimately, if it's all about Facebook and not getting a portion of money, I mean, God, think of how much money they would make if they would just charge $10 or $20 like SendShare does. I'd pay it in a heartbeat.
Absolutely,
so,
yeah.
Do you think there's any talks about that ultimately to happen?
You know what? That's part of, again, when I talk about, I have my smile on my face, because I've also seen, starting last week, that there were other posts from the home office in the director pages that they were on it. And we now, before any other time in the past, have a whole division of Pampered Chef, thank you, Tracy Britt Cool, that is just focused on our virtual business. So they are definitely on it. They are on all kinds of, this other stuff that's out there, the Squee, Pampered Chef is on all of that. So I feel very secure that somebody is doing that kind of stuff. Whether they come up with that there is a charge for it, absolutely. Like Tori and I were talking about that. The amount of sales that you guys are getting and making the commission, it's definitely for the business that we're running to, like you said, to do $10 a month or whatever. I don't know what that would be, because we're not the only company that uses, Facebook that way too. But I absolutely feel 100% confident that the home office is on this and is finding, because we do have such a large population of our company is virtual now. So yeah, that doesn't, I do absolutely believe that home office is on this and is working on this and trying to figure this out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Good.
Hey, Anna, sorry I was late, but just make sure I didn't miss something. You said towards the end of the show or end of the party to do the chat. So are you like Wednesday or before or Tuesday?
I think Wednesday, Wednesday when we start when we start changing, because really for like orders and to do that kind of stuff, that's probably when I would do the chat. Like I said, there's other things that we can do before that, maybe, friend requesting them earlier. There's other things I think we can do to open up that line of communication. And I think the chat is the part that will, as we saw, some people got a little worked up yesterday.
I know. I friend requested earlier because of that.
Yeah.
So that I can talk with them.
Yeah, and they're receptive. And again, I think if you just I think I put a post in the party saying, I don't know if you guys have heard about the Facebook jail. Well, I'm in it. Haha. Kind of thing. So, I'm just not going to be able to comment. So I friend requested you guys. We are still going to have an amazing time and, and just play it right, happy, and, still have a good time. Right? Good. Nicole, did you have something to share since you've been in it forever
No,
too?
I was just going to say that I posted something on Facebook about being in Facebook jail, and they took that right down.
Oh,
'Cause
they did.
Yeah, I just wanted to let people know that the
Yeah.
new account I was creating was me.
Oh, yeah.
And they didn't like
took it
that at
down.
all.
Facebook
So I
took
wouldn't
it down?
post anything
Yeah.
that says Facebook jail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did it to me too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. And that's when I was reinstated into Facebook jail.
They like you in there. They like us party people in there.
I know.
Well, mine used to go the next day they would let me out. Now they're doing 2 days out.
I
Each
didn't even
time they
see a
change
day.
my
Where
time,
does it?
it's 2 days.
Where does it show you when you get to go back in? Nobody ever gave
If
me
you're
a
on
date.
Chrome, I don't use Chrome for Facebook. I use the app. But if you go on Chrome and go to facebook.com,
Yeah.
it tells you. But
Well,
it
that's
also doesn't let you bitch about it because it says if you'd like to discuss this, leave a message, and you go to do it, and it says error. I'm like, yeah, you cut me
Well,
off.
I had received a message thing saying that it was going to be back. I was going to be back on Saturday at like 7:06 a.m. And then I had posted something, and they were like, "Nah, screw you."
Aw.
Wait,
I mean, at least let us go in front of a judge.
when you
know
go
what?
into
If
when you
they
go into
throw us in
Chrome,
jail,
where
there
do you
should be a
find it?
room.
Yeah, where is it, Nicole, in Chrome?
In Chrome, you just go to the search bar and you type in www.facebook.com.
Right, but then what? Because I'm on Facebook, but where do you find how long you've been locked out?
You try to do something. If you're in jail, you try to comment, and it'll tell you.
Mine doesn't tell me. It just says I've been blocked from.
Yeah.
It doesn't give me
Oh, yeah.
too.
See, mine's on my phone too.
Action has been blocked.
action
Yeah.
has been blocked. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, that's me too. I don't know where to. Wow. Well, who else does who else? Anything else? Any other comment? Am I missing anything in the chat that we need to discuss?
You made my notifications blow up.
I did.
Yes, you did.
Why? Because
No,
of,
you were talking about that that new post, the welcome your new members or
yeah.
whatever that was. So I decided to do that while on the meeting here, and my notifications blew up.
That's good. That's good.
Everyone likes that post. Like everyone got tagged, and everyone's like commenting and posting and liking, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, slow down.
Good.
That's enough for a minute.
Yeah. That again should probably be regularly,
Huh?
like I said, whether we're in jail or not. That should be, because I know Tori does that regularly. That should be part of our to-do list every day in the party, is to go in and see if there's new people and to run one of those posts, because then it welcomes them, it tags them, lets them feel included. Amy Labby, did you have something?
Can you only do that from your PC, not your phone?
Yes.
You can only see who the new members are when you're on like a desk.
Right.
So I want to put something out there. So the only way to do it this way, by clicking on this and saying, and it shows how many people have joined so you don't have to figure it out, is on the computer. But if you go on your phone, you can see when they have joined. So if you just like write it down on a piece of paper, because I will do that sometimes, that way I like don't forget to do it. I'll just write down who has joined recently on a piece of paper, and then I'll create my own post saying, let's welcome our new guests, blah, 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 blah. And I usually do a GIF and stuff like that, or GIF, whatever the heck you want to call it. And, but you can do it with your phone by doing it that way and keeping track of it that way.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, because it always says like, you know, Alyssa joined on Thursday, or Sammy joined 2 minutes ago. You know, it'll tell you when they joined, so you know you know, and you can always search their name too. If you don't remember if you put it in or not, you can just search their name. And if they don't come up on a post like that, then you didn't.
Okay, great. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Good. Anybody else have anything? Shannon, what are you doing? Anything different? Director Shannon Heath?
What, right this second?
Yeah.
Or with my parties? I'm licking whoopie pie filling off my fingers. That's what I'm doing. You know what? This whole jail thing was new to me.
Yeah.
It shocked me. But I just contacted my hosts and said, hey, this is what's going on. And I gave them the answers to the games, and they started handing out prizes, and it was wonderful.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think it definitely is, like you said, it's not something that we've got to make crazy and, you know, crazy, frustrating. We just
made a
gotta
joke
do-
out of it. It was just a joke.
Yeah.
My Lord, I've never been in jail before. Somebody posted the end of Seinfeld gif when they were
Yeah.
out of jail, and
Yeah.
talked about how crazy and wild we Pampered Chef people are. So it was good. It was good.
Sometimes even before this whole thing happened 5 days ago, sometimes I do just send the game to my host and ask them to do it that day, just to keep them involved.
Right.
And they have fun with their friends, and then
Yeah.
I'll do like a little gif or whatever at the end of everything, game over, you know, something like that, just
Right.
get involved. But like that way that they're interacting with their people, because their people know them, not me.
Exactly.
Good. All right. Anybody else have any other questions or thoughts? Did we alleviate any fears or make anybody feel a little bit better? And
Yeah.
Yeah.
good. I'm glad. We're all
I
in
thought
this
it was
together.
all stuff I was doing totally wrong.
No. In this case, nothing you were doing. Because there's nothing you would be doing that would make you in jail for this long and to go in and out and stuff. This is something going on. The home office is on it. It's not just affecting us. They're going to get themselves together. It'll be good. But again, do not let this affect there's no reason why you should not still be rocking your parties. And I'm going to be anxious to see how shows close out this week, because I think you guys are still going to do amazing. It's not going to, you're going to be like, yeah, this didn't really even, I got to do things a little differently. But, now you're going to be so versed in Facebook by the end of this, because you're trying all kinds of new stuff. You're going to be able to teach a class on it, Lisa Corey.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like it's a Facebook halfway house.
Yeah.
Because I can still go in and post, and I set up parties and did all of that stuff. I just can't comment. So
yeah,
they're letting me out a little at a time.
Yeah, that's what Amy Labby, you said it was minimum security, right? You said maybe I'm in just minimum security because I could do this.
We're all in the halfway house together. That's
Yeah.
Can I ask one question that's not Facebook jail related?
Yeah.
So one of my hosts is not interacting whatsoever.
Yeah.
And what can I do to get her to participate? I mean, I feel like I kind of one of my hosts is going insane. She comments like 15 times on each one. She's doing an awesome job.
Yeah.
One has gotten better after I said, I need your help, your focus. And the other one, I said the same thing, and she's just like, okay, I'll try better. And she hasn't. She's actually gone more radio silent since then.
Yeah. What does anybody else have any, before I answer, what do you guys do? Tori, you have an answer.
Sometimes those are just the ones that you say, nah, that was that. And then you just reach out to their guests and talk to them and, make sure that they know that you're interested in them as well. But some hosts really don't care. They just want you to do everything, and they expect they're going to get stuff out of it.
And it
It's
may,
tough because it's a very good friend of mine. So
That is
Yeah.
tough. I know. I just had a good friend too that joined and then left us.
and that's sometimes that happens at the beginning when you've got friends who think that they're doing this just to help you. So they
Mhm.
don't really have as much of a vested, but perhaps if you do that welcome email, that will put you in, and that welcome that we're talking about, that if you go on
Yep.
your desktop and do that, that would draw in the actual guests. So even if she's not, I think that would be a good way to pull them in.
Okay.
And then again, you friend request them when they start messaging and stuff, and commenting, and create that relationship with them, like Tori. So she may be a total dud, but you may still get some bookings and some business off of that.
Yeah, because there's like zero sales, zero.
Yeah.
zero.
And I want to say that sometimes the really good friends, other than me, Megan, sometimes the really good friends are not the best hosts to have.
Yeah.
Because like Anna said, they think they're just there to help you.
Mhm.
But, in the long run, you're there to help them. So sometimes the people who you don't even have any idea who they are and you've never met them in your life are the best ones to host.
Okay, well, I have a few I'm going to reach out to definitely after this.
Good.
My mom just said it wasn't her. She
Barb.
wasn't the bad host.
No, she was not. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you coming on. I am excited. I know we've got some people from the Terry Bales Nichols team. We've got Director Misty and Director Pam here from that team. But I know with the Veerling organization, again, we are working hard this month to promote to executive director status. So this is not keeping us down. We are still out there and offering the opportunity and selling like crazy. And I have no doubt that we're still going to kick butt this month. So good. So if anybody, let's just keep it positive. If you have any questions or thoughts at all, post it, or message me or message your director, and we can talk about how to just get around this, and let's just sort of keep each other encouraged. I think that's we're all about being positive, right? This is the good stuff. Nothing here is life or death. Even if your party bombs, nothing. I mean, nobody's going to die here, right, Don? This is not life or death. It's way bigger things to worry about. So nobody totally we've been able to work around, and we'll find other ways to make this business happen. So I'm excited.
Question.
Yes, Lisa.
That you talking about bombing. I've not had a show to bomb. And what do you do if they don't what if they don't get to the 200 level and you've, done all the, let's do the brownie pan thing, and what do you do with it?
You don't do anything, but what you can do, and what Pampered Chef just changed, is before, when it didn't hit the 200, you could not, you couldn't put it in. You couldn't submit it. Now you can submit it. The host does not get any rewards, but the beautiful thing that Pampered Chef did is that it does give that host still a past host discount for the next year. And it does give them then the opportunity to get the 50% off future party pick from future parties that were booked for them. So even if their party was a bomb, if they got a booking off of theirs or whatever, they still would be able to get the 50% off at the next party, and they still get a 10% discount, which was an amazing gift that Pampered Chef just recently, within the last 6 months, gave to us. So yes, if it gets to that point, you just still submit it, so your orders go through. Your host doesn't get any rewards. They can still put an order in, that's regular, but they still get that future benefit.
Okay. Good question. I don't want to experience that.
No.
But just in case.
That happens. Yeah. All right, guys. Heather, what do you have?
I'm glad they started doing that, because I had a host who started a virtual party, and she had one person go right in and place an order, and then she ended up having to cancel the party. And, well, amongst other things, her husband totaled their truck.
Oh.
So I said I can understand that. But I was able to submit the party still and get the guest the order.
Yes.
And because she's still good to go. Even though she's like, we'll just need to do it again later.
Yeah, and that's fine. Yeah, and that's fine. What we used to have to do is you would have to convert each of those orders that were in there into individual orders, and I mean, it was just really a whole hot mess. So this is really the best case scenario. So good. All right, guys, I'm going to stop the recording.